Hey everybody, J Farm again, and we're doing another unboxing video, this time for Alliance. That is the fourth distributor unboxing we're doing, and we're definitely really excited about this one. Just like I said in one of the previous videos, the Nolzur Wave 11 figures are out and they are in this shipment. So first, we're going to go through all of the random restocks and other maybe random new releases we got first real quickly. And then we're going to focus a lot on the WizKids Wave 11 figures. So don't just start watching this for like 5 seconds and then be like, ah, yay, love React, and then leave. Definitely stick around towards the later half because that's going to be the best half. But you should watch me anyways. All right, so let's get started. First up, we have Star Wars Legion restock. This is the Imperial Royal Guards. We carry the entire Star Wars Legion line, so if you need any of them, let us know. Again, we'll ship it out to you, or you can come in the store, pick it up. Let us know what you want. We can order whatever you want. We have some more Dragon Shields, yellow, sky blue, a whole case of matte black because it's obviously by far the most popular color. Emerald, which is like a metallic green. Ivory, which looks like white chocolate. And yeah, all kinds of cool colors. Move those off to the side. Now we have the Starfinder basic Starfield flip mat. This is cool because Starfinder introduced ship combat, which is awesome. So it's literal, actual, like, you have a ship and y'all work together to like either combat other ships or do other cool things. So if you're a big fan of that, definitely check out Starfinder because it's basically like Pathfinder or D&D, but like in space. Which, if that doesn't sound cool, you're wrong. Along that, we have the D&D Adventure Grid. This is basically some really hard, essentially Adventure Grid tiles that you can piece together and make it however big you want. They are dry and red erase markable, so it's really inexpensive, $24.95. So if you need something to throw down real quick, do some encounters, or a little small room for your campaigns, these are perfect for that. You can buy multiple of them, put them together, however you want to do it. So we just got some Army Painter paints, restock. Moon Dust Yellow. I did not know the moon was yellow. Scientists have lied to us. Maybe we didn't go to the moon. Tell me what you think. Did we go to the moon? I don't know. This is green stuff. It doesn't look green, but when you blend the blue and yellow stick together, or I guess it's kind of green, it actually activates it. This is stuff that like turns into like a putty. That's really good for like putting in the cracks of like your models when you go to put them together, or to even like kind of like shape something out a little more that you might want to do. So if you're looking to kind of do that, like let's say you're starting to get putting minis together because you're locked at home, that's what this is for. It's perfect. So if you're interested, check it out. Let us know. Deck box. This is one of the unstable mountain deck boxes for Magic the Gathering by Ultra Pro. They have one for each one of the unstable lands. If you don't know what that is, just a set. They had cool little full art lands. We got a restock of the Nolzur's Marvelous Pigments Monster Paint Set. This is a really cool like starter set. If you're trying to get into painting, definitely check this out. It is Army Painter paints, pretty sure. Yes, they are Army Painter paints, just like I showed you off here with the Moon Dust. They have a giant selection of colors that are pretty common for painting, not just monsters. I know it says monster paint set, but it's also for like player character figures, anything you'd want to do. It's a great starting paint set. It is also great value. Buying this box gives you, it's basically like you're getting probably almost a quarter of the paints in here for free if you were to buy them individually. And it also has this really cool exclusive owlbear. So, and this is how you can make it look if you're expert painting, but the colors that they use in here is what they use to paint this figure. So get a little close up on that. Check it out. It's pretty dope. Lastly, out of this box, we got a restock of one of our older D&D minis. This one is the gelatinous cube. Let me tell you how sweet this is. One, aside from it being a staple in D&D play, it actually has the ability for the bottom to come off and you to actually put one of your minis inside of it. Which, if that is not one of the coolest things you've ever heard, I'm sorry. And we need to work on what makes you happy. So I'm going to put it right here in front of our little showcase thing here so you can take a closer look at it. It has like one of the places on the bottom here that it literally just comes off, has a spot you can put your miniature and put it in there, and then this is kind of like what it looks like while it's kind of sitting on top of a mini. So we got some more Army Painter colored primers, black and wolf gray. Again, primer's really good. I know some of the minis are pre-primed, but I would definitely recommend you probably still priming closer to the color that you want to base your mini on. This is exciting. So one of our previous videos, we got an expansion for this, but this is the actual base game for Clank. I'm not going to go into it because I explained it a little bit in the previous video, so that way you have to go watch the previous video. Again, this is a really cool deck building / strategy game. If you haven't played it, you're missing out. Please play it. Please play it. If you play it and you don't like it, you just send us a message and tell me why you didn't like it so we can tell you why you're wrong. Nah, you guys can like whatever you want. All right. Usually these are like role-playing books and stuff in these boxes. A little plug for UPS. Hope all you people delivering UPS and FedEx and stuff, you guys are staying safe. Thanks to you guys, we're able to still get these things to have stuff to sell, but also all the supplies you might be delivering for medical facilities and stuff. Shout out to you guys. So, all right, this is a restock of, or it might be new. The Wizards and Spells book. So far, Wizards of the Coast has released these cool little mini books, some focusing on like heroes, some focusing on monsters, some focusing on magical items, and it is essentially a kind of like background books about things. There's no like rules in them. They're just more for fluff and to better understand things in the world of Dungeons and Dragons. So if you're a big fan of story, you're a big fan of fluff, and you like to know why things exist in the worlds that they're created in, these are perfect little books for you. They're all only $12.99. I think this is the 4th one that's released, so check them out. They're really cool. All right, and there is another book in there too. So what we got here? We have the Tactical Maps Reincarnated. These are cool little flip mats. It's like several of them. They're basically just meant for like encounters. So if you're playing a tabletop campaign and you don't necessarily need a giant map, you can pull out one of these little maps to do like a little combat rounds for any encounters you have in your games. Fold them back up and you're done. Really simple. Then we got a restock of the Star Wars Age of Rebellion role-playing game core book. Fantasy Flight has a bunch of role-playing lines, and this is one of their big ones. It's the Star Wars line. There's several different core rule books, all focusing on a particular timeline in the Star Wars universe. One of them's like pre-rebellion, which means like pre-episode 4. There are some of them that focus the Age of Rebellion, which is during episodes 4 through 6. And then there's even one for some of the newer stuff too. They each add in a bunch of new, like cool new like classes and items and things you can do, powers. You can be a smuggler. You can be obviously a Jedi or a Sith. So speaking of Star Wars, we have a restock on some of our Star Wars X-Wing miniatures game ships. If you are looking for a relatively inexpensive miniatures game that you don't really have to do anything other than buy the core set, buy a couple ships you want, and just start playing. There's no hobby painting involved, although you can definitely repaint your ships if you want. So, you know, we encourage that if that's what you want. But it's a really inexpensive miniatures game. It's a lot of fun. The rules are really simple. We'll zoom up on some of these ships. There's like a Y-Wing. Then you have your Naboo like fighter that you saw from like episode 1 in the movies, and then a mining guild TIE, which it is a TIE fighter, but it is not Empire. Wave 11 of the WizKids figures are now in the shipment. So I'm going to start pulling them out. We're going to showcase those because they're all really cool. We have a good stock on them. If there's any of them you want, again, we'll ship them to you. Or you feel free to come by and let us know you want them. We'll set them aside for you. First up on the list is a Halfling Rogue. So yeah, this model's really, really cool. If you're a fan of the Halfling Rogue, which I am, I don't understand Halfling fighters, but Halfling Rogues make sense. So next up is the Elf Sorcerer. He looks really cool. He's like, have this sweet little like ball spell he's holding up, which is really cool. For the Elf Sorcerer. Oh yeah, man, take a look at that bottom one where he's got like the swirl of energy around him. You can't tell me you wouldn't be excited to have that many. Next up is a human monk. This one looks like a female human monk, but it is awesome. First off, it's got a flying kick. We all know when we were kids and we watch all those like martial arts movies, the flying kick was always the coolest thing. Well, I guess except for maybe the crane kick from Karate Kid. And if you didn't watch the old Karate Kid, I'm sorry. Next up, the human wizard. Looks like a female human wizard. And she looks really cool. She looks like she's using force lightning on the top one. And if you don't know what force lightning is, it's Star Wars. So just ignore me. And on the bottom, she just has a cool little action stance with what looks like might be like a fireball next to her, which I thought was kind of cool. Is the human or female human oracle. This is one of the Pathfinder battles WizKids minis. The Nolzur's is specifically for like Dungeons and Dragons minis, like focused in Dungeons and Dragons lore. The Pathfinder battle ones are focused more for the lore that exists in Pathfinder. Now, sure, most of that's going to like coincide. They have a lot of classes that are the same, but there are some differences. But that doesn't mean that you couldn't use this figure to say have like a female like wizard or druid or something like that, because I mean they're pretty similar to one another. So, but take a look at this one. This one's pretty cool. Not only does it look, she's like holding up some cool fireball with like an attitude. She has a spear. Who doesn't want to have a spear and have magic? Next up is the human barbarian. This dude is awesome looking. He has the stereotypical horned helm, but the coolest thing outside of the weapon that he has on the bottom is it looks like he has some sort of cool like spirit version of himself on the bottom. I don't know if you can kind of see that in the back. You can, yeah, like it is. It's really cool. Next up, the human male sorcerer from the Pathfinder Battles miniatures. Looks like he's pretty standard. Top figure just has him using like some sort of cool, excuse me, spell. Bottom one just has a spell coming out of the staff. Still looks cool. I like the way his like robes and garbs look. They're like very like almost like evil looking, which I think is pretty cool. See, when I play like role-playing games, I don't play very much D&D, but I play a lot of role-playing video games. And I don't know about you guys, but when I play role-playing games, I like to be different than what I am. I'm a good person, I think. But when I play role-playing games, I always like to be the person on the edge. I like to ride that line or just be bad. Like, I think it's cool. You get to like experience things. Like, it's just, I don't know, it makes things really interesting. So like that really like kind of got me excited because I also like playing wizards. People look at me and are like, John, you probably like a barbarian or something. No, man, I want to be a wizard. I want to be a magic user. I want to use magic spells. I want to be like an elf or something. I don't want to be some barbarian. Speaking of hardcore melee classes, this is a dragonborn fighter. It still looks awesome. And then the bottom one, it's still also just a really cool stance. Dragonborns are actually really popular. They're probably by far the best-selling player character figures we have. I mean, because you get to play as like a dragon human hybrid. It's awesome. Who doesn't want to be a dragon? I want to be a dragon. Next up is the Firebolt Druid. He has one sweet. The top one looks like he's kind of just standing next to like fire or something, and the bottom one where he looks like he's like shooting some fire out. I think it's really cool. Next up is the Elf Male Magus. It has magic user in parentheses. I pretty much would have assumed that with the name Magus, but maybe you needed to know. First one looks really cool. It looks like kind of like he's like a fencer of sorts using magic, which I think is really cool. He's all like dapper too. He's got like this nice suit on. But then the bottom one definitely looks a little more savage looking. I really like his sword. I don't know if you can see it. It's like this really weird like pseudo scimitar. And I don't know. I think this figure looks really, really cool. This one is a dwarf cleric. Dwarves are a pretty popular race for clerics. They're pretty just naturally good at it. Plus, they have a lot of survivability because dwarves are hardy. But he also has sweet weapons. Both of them are hammers. The top one is him using some sort of spell. I guess it's up to you to figure out which spell. I would think if he's a cleric, it's probably some sort of holy spell, whether it's to heal your allies and or punish the undead. But yeah, both figures look really cool. I love the hammers. I think it'd be really neat to like paint those hammers like all different types of ways. So if you get this figure and you like, make your hammer look cool and send me some pictures because that'd be awesome. This one is the Human Wizard. This looks like a male. He looks really cool though. It's gonna be hard to see this, so we're gonna try to get it in there. So the top one looks like he's just kind of showing off his magic spells and stuff. But I don't know if you can see on the bottom one. It looks like he's in his right hand. He has like a dagger that looks like he's like imbuing with like magic. But on to the left of the bottom figure, there's actually a little clear sword where it looks like he's using like an energy sword or a magic sword or something like that, magic weapon. For ye old dinosaur lovers, who doesn't like velociraptors? That's pretty sick. Dinosaurs are awesome. If you don't like dinosaurs, I'm sorry. Next up is a crocodile, which I think is pretty cool. Mostly because it has like this little water that he's like coming out of, but the water is like clear, which I think is really cool. So I guess you can like paint the water, or try and paint the water, or do something with the water to maybe make the water look the way you want it to. So maybe if he's like coming out of murky water, or if you want like clear water, or whatever. But it is really cool, and he's like kind of like coming out of it. Traditional hobgoblin. Top one has a spear. Bottom one's in a sweet action pose with a crossbow or bow. Looks like a crossbow. Next up is the White and Ghast, which I thought is actually like really cool. The white's the one on top, the ghast's the ones on the bottom. They're both like undead style enemies. Speaking of undead, next up is a Lich and Mummy Lord, which is really cool. So obviously the mummy's up top. It looks like the mummy's the one casting some sort of spell, but I think that little animation's probably for the Mummy Lord. He looks like somebody that'd be casting spells. Next up are probably one of the creepiest monsters in D&D, or a lot of role-playing systems, the Doppelganger. These are the monsters who look incredibly weird, but the weirdest part about them is that they essentially assume the identity of other things. So definitely some of the more dangerous things that exist in the role-playing world. What is the weirdest thing your DM has ever made a doppelganger like copy? Let me know. I'm really interested in hearing. Is it just like other player characters or NPCs? Did it mess up your adventure? Did they kill you? I'm interested in knowing. Next up is a gold dragon wormling in treasure pile, obviously, because dragons like treasure. So it's really cool. Wormling basically just means baby. It's a baby dragon. So it is cute. Look how cute he is. Look how cute he is. You don't like that, man. Oh, man. He's beautiful. He's beautiful. Beautiful. Next up, we have the Death Dog. So you can probably say it is a dog that might kill you. But it's basically just a two-headed dog. He looks awesome, though. There's two of them. Like I said, most of these figures come with two unless it's like a big monster. I guess a Death Dog is right before a Cerberus. I guess a duo dog doesn't sound as scary as a death dog. Duo dog. Double dog? Double dog dare you. This is actually looks like one monster, but also a character class that you can play in D&D. Unfortunately, if you play AL, you're not allowed to play it, which I think is sad because he looks awesome. But it is still really, really cool. This is the Harpy and the Aarakocra. The Harpies on the bottom. Harpies are like bird creature monsters. They like to, hide and attack you and stuff. And they're just mean. They're just mean. But the Aarakocra, look how majestic he looks. He or she looks. Look how majestic they look. It is a beautiful thing. It is a beautiful thing. He looks like he is ready to battle anything and do so majestically. Next monster is the Basilisk and Grell. The Grell is like this weird beak brain thing that's at the top. It's really cool. I don't know if you know this, but D&D has a lot of monsters that are basically brain monsters. You'll probably see that a lot if you start looking through figures in the lore. This one has a sweet little beak, though. It kind of reminds me of like an octopus or something, with like the little tentacles coming out, and they have like little beaks. If you didn't know octopuses have beaks, it's terrifying. Then the bottom, I don't know if you can really see it, but it's a basilisk. A basilisk is basically like a little lizard monster, but they are also very dangerous. Take them seriously. They do very bad things to you and your party. Next up is the ogre. I'm an ogre. Ah! So everyone, there you go. Meet Shrek. He's really cool. He's holding up a boulder. I'm assuming to smash your party. But who knows? Maybe that's just his favorite rock, and he's not a bad guy. Hashtag not all monsters are bad guys. This is an Etten. This is a two-headed ogre style thing, and I think this looks awesome. One, because two heads are better than one. Duh. Also, though, I just picture the comic relief that you can have by having two heads arguing with each other. I don't know if you've seen some of that kind of stuff, but tell me what kind of arguments you think they're having with each other. Let's keep it PG, though. All right, we're family friendly here. All right, come on, y'all. We have the blue slad and the green slad. The slads are like these weird, like incredibly muscular, frog-like figures. The first one's gonna be the green slag. This is kind of he's like a spellcaster. He looks really cool. I'm a fan of the way they're designed. I kind of like his staff. He looks really cool. This is the blue slad, and this man right here looks like he's about to go to the most hardcore rock concert mosh pit I've ever seen in my life. He looks like he's having some fun, and he probably is trying to kill your party. Hashtag some monsters are bad. Next up is the winter wolf, which I was thinking is probably just going to be a white wolf, but no, it is just a gigantic wolf. He's huge. I saw the dire wolf figure. Let me turn this up this way. Maybe you can see a little bit better. I saw, the dire wolf. I'm thinking, all right, the dire wolf's going to be that big, but he kind of just looks bigger than regular. This thing is massive. He is a big wolf. Stone golem. This guy actually looks really cool. Yeah, no, he just looks cool. He's really uniquely designed. I kind of like the patterning on him, especially the consistency. I honestly think you could, if you paint this guy right, you could even make him look like he's wood. Maybe not even just stone. You know what? I'd be interested in seeing that. If anybody grabs one of these guys and paints it to make it look wood, let me know. I'd like to kind of see what he'd look like that. So most of us who play D&D know what a beholder is. So it's one of our best-selling figures. It sells out constantly. We have to wait months for it to come back in stock because of how popular they are. Well, now they have the Beholder Zombie, which I think is obviously awesome. He's really cool. You can kind of see part of the faces and it's parts of his face where it's decayed and it looks like it's rotting. This mini out. I kind of want to see y'all's take on how you just paint and design an undead beholder. I've seen a lot of y'all's regular beholders, but I'm really interested to see what you guys will do with this. It is going to be the Balor. Balor. How do you pronounce it? Somebody tell me. Just looks like a giant demon creature. Looks like he has like some sort of like fire weapons and stuff. I kind of reminded me of the Balrog from Lord of the Rings. I don't know if you know, it's like giant fire demon thing that, like, you know, Gandalf was like, "You shall not pass," and fought him while he was falling down. That's why Gandalf's by far the coolest character in that whole series. Is going to be the Behir. Pretty sure Behir. I don't know. It's this really cool like snake with like feet. I don't know what it is. A thunder lizard. Lightning lizard. We also got to check out this figure ahead of time. When Rick Rolls America came through here, they sat down with us and he was painting one of these. Actually looked really, really cool. Oh yeah, here you go. This is kind of what he looks like when he's all painted up, everybody. I don't know if you can really see it pretty well. How cool he looks with his like cool little mouth. Looks like he's gonna really hurt you. But we don't judge by looks, people. That's not good, okay? That's bad. Hashtag don't judge a book by its cover. Next up, we now have the dragons, which I know we're all excited about. So first one is going to be the young silver dragon. This is probably my second favorite dragon next to the blue dragon. Again, which favorite dragon? Tell me why it's your favorite dragon. Whether it's the color, why it looks that way, I'm still interested in knowing. But this dude is so punk rock. So silver dragon's a little more sleek. They're not really bulky, but look at that super awesome like mohawk frill he's got going on there, man. He is a cool looking dragon. So I really want to see some of you guys paint that. And I'm going to challenge y'all to paint it to make it look like they're going to a punk rock concert. I think that's a sweet challenge, and you should do it, and you should post it on our Facebook page. Maybe we can get a band of young dragons together, and you should do that. That sounds a lot of fun. Well, the next member in the band is the young gold dragon. He also looks really, really cool. These ones look a little more like pseudo-serpentine. As you can see, his wings basically, where they attach, go all the way down through his tail, so they look really like, it looks really awesome. And his face is a little more like pronounced head, which is really cool. This is a grown-up version of the little baby dragon that I showed you earlier that was really cute. I still think he's cute. The baby one's cuter. And last up is the young red dragon. So some of you may have already either seen this or purchased one through our Norfolk location, where we had set up a cool little paint and take from WizKids. They were doing these cool little things where they would allow us, stores like us, to get a bunch of copies of these minis, and we'd all paint them. And it's a really cool social activity. It gets everybody really involved. The last two things are basically just miniatures for like environments. They always do these cool little minis to kind of enhance your scenery. So the first one is basically just some pillars and banners, which you can kind of see like the background image. It shows like just a map, because again, these figures are more for just like scenery and to kind of show off your map and how you build a little more. So probably easier to see that because, you know, they're all stacked up. So that's thing, like some of them painted. Really cool if you're a fan of scenery and you're just a big hobby painter. These are perfect for you. Definitely make your dungeon or wherever you are look really cool. And last but not least, I hope you guys can see this pretty well. I might just have to flip it around as well. But this is a pools and pillars. So it kind of goes along with the previous thing we got, where it has like some pillars and stuff, but it also has like, again, pools of like water, energy, what I guess however you'd want to use them for. So it's basically like a little mini set to help you design like a whole room or something like that of where you might be in your dungeon or your campaign. Everybody, that's it. That's the entire WizKids 11 line. Tell me some of your favorites. I'm really excited to see some of you guys paint some of these. Once again, let us know if you want any of them. We'll be more than happy to ship some to you, or we'll set them aside. You can come pick them up. So I appreciate you guys watching. I appreciate you guys staying involved with us. Again, if you're doing any kind of cool things at home, let us know. Share on our Facebook page. Send it to us. We miss you guys. Y'all take care. Stay safe. Oh, hold on. I gotta get the sleep out of my eyes. I'm tired. They have like 700 colors. That's obviously an exaggeration. If you don't know me, I exaggerate a lot. I'm a big dude. My whole existence is exaggerating. I think he looks sweet. He has looks like he has a really cool looking beard, and I'm a fan of the beards. If you don't think he looks cool, man, like, we can't be friends. That's not true. I'll be friends with you. Unless you like Digimon over Pokemon, then we definitely can't be friends.